weight, engines ticking over. Hear the roar as they sense the fear. Wheels, echo the steel and a flash of light. Scream.